Hello, good day everyone, or morning or night, depend on where you are. So I think at this moment I would like to just show you about the script I just made. It's just a challenge I made by myself so that I can learn how to use Python more, like open source Python instead of just our engine as usuals, so that you can do, a lot of things, like for this moment, I'll show you how to do a line cover classification with Python. So all Pythons, well, almost maybe not the data. I did that is in our engine, but still, this thing is great. Uh, so yeah, I'm using multiple Python library like GeoPandas, obviously, to load vector, rasterio, very obviously to load raster data, Scikit-Learn for machine learning, Matplotlib for plotting, Numpy for array manipulation, PL for showing raster data, Scikit-Image for segmentation, and CPy for statistic analysis. Of course, in our engine, you can all do all this in one places. But in Python, you need multiple library for that. But still, working great. I mean, the whole Python environment, community, really helpful on this. They made all of this, so it's been great. A lot of credits to all of them who made this. Awesome. I mean, of course, you can use this script, of course. Just maybe change something, but depending on what you like. So what I did is that using this script, there's a part where you have to put where is your data located. I'm here using my data, so it's fine. For example, so the region that we are looking into is a Kerinci. If you know, Kerinci is an part in Jambi Islands, in Sumatra Island in Jambi, which is my hometown. So it's about here. You can see the mountain one, called forested area. So this area is in the hills. I have a quite diverse land cover. That's why I'm looking at it, and we're gonna focus on that. So we're gonna have a lot of forest, a lot of swamp. We're gonna a lot of well, everything actually. So yeah, about this region basically. The official name is Sungai Penuh, but people call it Kerinci. I don't know why. I think I forgot the reasons. I think it's the mountain. Yeah. So yeah, let's back to the script. So what I did is that we're gonna load, of course, put the file name here so can be load later. Then this is the where part is just mostly for my script because I need to change something like land cover values, the palettes and the label so that it can easier for the next step. Like because the actual values I'm using the land cover from Ministry of Forestry of Indonesia, but now I need to normalize into 1 to 22 to make it easier for visualization. And another thing, for also for classification too. But still, so yeah, I need to adjust the value and I need to put the palette there. Next step, of course, loading the sample data. So basically, sample data is some part of the Ministry of Forestry data. So yeah, so basically it's their data, but I changed a bit. Like some of the samples not exist, but made it myself. So it's kind of half them, half me, I would say, as a reference. So you can see that like forest color green, mangrove. I don't think there's a mangrove here. I think I'm not sure. I don't know. There's a mangrove in this region because it's the hill, and there's a lot of paddy field. You see that this triangle is a paddy field mostly. There's also urban area here, but I think it's like on top. There's something. Maybe I can change the marker a bit, marker size so that we can see more. Marker size, I think make it 1. Let's see. Yeah, it's smaller here. See, you can see much better distribution of the samples, like in here, see. So yeah, that's I make sure that the sample size is same for each of classes, so that it will not be overfitting or something, per classes. Okay, after you load the data samples, you show it, to make sure that it's okay. You need to load the Landsat data. This is I think like 60 megabytes, 100 megabytes, so it's quite heavy. So make sure that I load it first. After you load it, you're gonna read it. Then I divide by 10,000, 10,000 because I want the value to be 0 to 1 instead of 0 to 1, 10,000. Then we're gonna show the image using risk density, so I can adjust the value of the image to only for showing. Then we do the extraction. Here, this is the important part of the script because you need to extract the value from the image. I'm using of course rasterio. So after that, this is the result of the sampling. So you know that band 1 is coastal band, B2 is blue, B5 is infrared, etc. Then this is the result of the image. As you can see here, Landsat image. I'm using an infrared, short wavelength infrared 1 and short wavelength infrared 2 as the band for the RGB channels. This is our distribution of the data. Okay, save this. And I'm also using Palsar data, so that it can be very useful for detecting urban area. So Palsar is really good for that because it's really different, in the urban area than in forested area. And because the Palsar is using another different resolution, which is 25 meters instead of 30 like Landsat, we need to resample it. So when you load the image here, you resample the values to be the same like Landsat, so that it doesn't really that you can just use this, just put overlay on top of each other, because if not, you cannot do it. I mean, it's different than our engine. You can just do it, but not here. It's a bit complicated than that. Then the same, you need to extract and show the image. So here I extract it using the same method as Landsat, but it's for Palsar. So it's the result of the image. As you can see, the haha and halfway band, which is this kind of range. Then we can see the show image here. You can see that the urban area is really bright here, like it's very white, so it's much different than the other, because sometimes in, like, say, urban area and Berlin look the same, and it's kind of hard for our models to understand. But with Pulsar, it's really help a lot. Then what I do is that I, of course, split the sample, using 70%. So some 30% for training, testing, 30%, just like use the machine learning method. Then I'm only using some sample predictor here for modeling, so only band blue, green, red, the infrared, surveying infrared 1 and 2, of course H and HV band. Then I'm going to use random forest classifiers with set 100 trees. I think it's good enough. Then after we train it, we're going to apply the models to the test data so that we can see the result. I'm using confusion matrix and classification report, which is I think both from Scikit-Learn. Really good. I mean, of course, the result is not really good if you see that the F1 score per sample is not really, I mean, it's quite bad, to be honest. But still, I mean, it's work. I mean, you need to find a better sample later. But I mean, you just learn the method today, okay? Okay. So this is the confusion metric of each of the classes. So class, I think 0 is the first class, which is the rainforest, and then continue. Okay, let's apply to the image. I think that's a quite hard part. You can just apply that like in our engine. We need to change the image position, transpose it. Then later you need to rotate it again. A lot of step basically. So what it is that I change the image first into a table model, so basically like a table. Then I'm gonna change it back to image, So I combine image from Landsat and Palsar into one array. Then I transpose it into a table. Then what I did is that I make it into a data frame. Then what I did is, data frame is just like, let's just show here so that you can know. So just like a table, basically, just like actual table, which is image, but later you can switch it again to image again. There's a method for that too. So that our input for the image is the same like we input for the sample, Then you predict it, predict it, so you can get another array. We show the land cover class, which is here. One is the first class, the dryland forest one. Then we're gonna return back this table into the table into an actual image, using this Numpy array manipulation, rotation, flip, transpose, etc., etc. And this is the result. As you can see, this is the result of the land cover classification, which look like our samples before. So as you can see, dark green is, from the forest, pink is settlement or build up, orange is extract crop, orange is agriculture, etc. This is the result of our modelings. And maybe I will just make the image bigger a bit. Wait. Okay, how to wait a second. Okay, continue. So basically, I just want to zoom out, but I forget which one. So yeah, you can. Now I know how to zoom in, zoom out. of the fish code. So yeah, this result of our result, I mean, not so bad. I think I know this urban area, obviously. This is a swamp, a lot of what do you call it? Pitland? No, not pitland. Paddy field, and some of it it's a swamp with a lot of forests across it. Makes sense. And well, the south west part is a lot of agriculture. Then if you feel like okay, this is good enough, you can save the result. I'll delete some of this. Right. Oh, I think I moved something here from the image. Wait a second. I think this thing should be in the top. I think I changed the structure of the script. Ha, tada. So yeah, if you feel like oh, it's okay, it's good, you can save it. You can save it and just make the script here. You can just use it. Maybe change something if you want. So we can just save it, and you're gonna save it into your local drive. You can open it in our QGIS. So the result that we made is here. So it's the first large line cover here. So it's already colored, but of course it's not RGB. It's not. But instead, I just put the color map inside of the image. You can see in the top of the images look very look-alike, right, on top of each other. But you guys might think that okay, I already made it. But there's so many like this kind of some pixel that just auto plays. Like doesn't make any sense. Well, I have a solution for you for that. We're gonna use segmentation. What is segmentation? Well, you basically split the image into certain part instead of per pixel. We make it into a super pixel, a group of pixels close to neighbor. So what I did is that back to the script. Let's go. I use Scikit-Image using Sledge algorithm, basically to create the segmentation. I'm using like 10,000 segments with compactness of 5 and sigma 5. You can adjust this threshold yourself, depending on what you need, and your region may be different for me. So this is our image, right? Then this is we're on top of the segment. So you can see that each of the little bit outline here is a one segment. We can use this as a, let's say, a zonal statistic for that, so you can calculate per segment what's the most mode or modus of this land cover area in this region. So let's apply that to our image. So first, what I did is I calculate per segment what is the most common land cover there. That's what I do using CPI statistic. Then we get kind of this land cover array. Then we're gonna show it again to here. It look different, right? This thing look more group, I'll say, than let's say the before. So it's more like group. I think look better, I would say, for land cover, more generalized. You can save it, the result. So the same like before, same script. We save it, and this is the result. You can add it to our QGIS. We're gonna show it QGIS again. This is the previous one. We're gonna show the segmentation here. See, it I would say look softer. Although I'm not sure how good is it. See, sada look better. Of course, there's always weakness, but of course this is I think quite good enough for simple land cover with simple script with simple model. Just good. This little softer, like here. Okay, I mean, of course, maybe you know what you like. You can the pixel is fine. It's your choice. Okay, let's back to the script. What if you want to make it into shapefile? Well, it's possible, So using also the rasterio, they have the module for that. The features one, we can make shapes. Basically, convert the raster into shapefile. Then I make it into a feature collection of GeoJSON. Then I save it, roll it as a GeoPandas data frame. Then I load it, upload it again, just like usual, but it looked like the raster one, of course, because the color is the same. Then what it is, you can also save it as save file, like here. I save a save file, add other column like palette and label. You need to save it into land cover save files, and the file here. You can open it in QGIS again. Wait a second. Yep. So this is our data. Then we can show the save file. Where is the save files? this is the save file, so you can see its difference. That's a little bit boxy, but I mean that's a perfect one if you're converting raster to save file. And we can color it because we already have the column for color in the data here. We can just change the color in the image. Wait a second. Simple fill, change to the fill type string, palette, apply. Ta-da! You get the land cover here. Maybe you can also do the legend to here. Land cover. Label. Here we go. So you get the wait, why is the color still not changing? So weird. Maybe you can change this one. Yeah, it's okay then. I mean, colors the same. I mean, the file is the same. Just the legend in the QGIS and the colors doesn't match, but still it's work, I guess. So this is the version for save file. You can do with save file. You can do rasters. Up to you. I mean, it's your file now. So that's how we do it. We do uncover classification. If you like, you can just use this. You can do anything you want, basically, the script. So yeah, have fun. I hope this is helpful, and maybe you we can move on from our engine as possible. Although I think it's really great. The engine is the best, I think, for something, but still, if you want to open source solution, you can need to do it manually. Again, that's great. See you guys. Hope this project works out, and good day.